Sir G's back, and I'm here to teach you how to play Splendor. Splendor is a 2 to 4 player game for 10 ages and above, around 30 minutes, designed by Marc, André, and published by Space Cowboys. So how do we play Splendor? So in Splendor, your objective is to get 15 points. So the first one to get 15 points will trigger the end of the game. So how is it played? So first, you draw out 4 cards from each deck. So you have 3 decks: the green one, the orange one, and the blue one. If you notice, they have dots. So meaning the number of dots would tell you how difficult it is to collect that card. So this is a set, or not really set collection, but you just collect cards. Collect cards with given amount of points. For example, this card gives you 3 points. This one doesn't give you anything. So that's how you get the points. So you get the cards. Oh, this one, example, this gives you 4 points. So once you get 15, you trigger the end of the game, and the one with the highest points wins the game. So how do we play this? So in order to get these cards, you need to buy them. To buy them, they have certain price. So this one, in order to buy this card, you should have at least 1 white gem and 2 black or brown gem. In this case, these are the gems. Ito yung mga gems. These are the gems. Once you have collected these, you pay and you can get the card that you wanted. Okay. So, same thing. If you have this one, if you want to buy this card, you need to pay 5 red gems. Okay, that's how you basically play the game. Now, aside from that, the card does not just give you a point. It also gives you a discount. I just call it discount. So in this case, green means you already have 1 green permanently in your stash. I could just call it stash. So you have 1 permanent green gem in your stash. So that means if you'll be buying this one, you don't need 3 gems. You don't have to collect 3 tokens, green tokens. You just have to collect 2 if you bought this card. This one gives you a permanent green gem in your stash. So this means this one is already enough to pay for the 3 gem needed here. So get the point? Okay, that's how you play the game. So how does the turn order play? So first, you have 3 choices. So 3 options of what to do in order to play the game. One is you get gems. Either you get 2 gems of the same kind, 2 gems of the same kind, or 1 gem from the stash. So you might choose white, 3 gem of any combination, but should be single colored lang. Okay, single for each color, but you only have to get 3. So in this case, it's either you get 2 reds or 1 blue, 1 black, and 1 white. And that is what your turn would look like. That's your turn. That's one. The second option you can do is you buy the cards. So if you have let's say for example, you want to buy this, you just have to return the collected gems, the gems you collected, back to the stash, and you get to buy this one. And now this one gives you 0 points, but permanently gives you a blue gem. So definitely you have a blue gem, but no points. At least you don't have to pay so much for buying another card that costs a lot of blue gems, and that will be replaced. That's the second option. The third option is you can reserve a card. To reserve a card, just get a card that you'd like to buy in the future turn, in your future turn. So, or, yeah, you want to buy, let's say, this one. You still don't have these gems yet, but you want to buy this one to secure buying this one. That turn is called a reserve term. So you reserve, get the card, and then when you are reserving, you get a token, a yellow token. This one is considered a wild token, meaning this could be counted as any of the colored gems we have here. So you can pay this one for a white, a red, a blue, or a black one, or a green one. Okay, so that's fun. So again, 3 moves. You have 3 options. 1, get a gem. 2, buy a card. And 3, reserve a card. Okay. Now, aside from the gems, there are some restrictions. 1, you can only reserve 3 cards. You can only reserve 3 cards. Second, you can only have a maximum of 10 gems. Again, you can only have 10 gems. More than that, you can't get any more gems. So, most likely, you can either buy or switch or discard gems that you don't need. Okay? Those are 2. The third restriction is when you're getting a gem from the stash, if there are 2 gems left in the stash, diba? Most likely you can get 2, right? This time around, you can't. You can't get 2 of them. You can only take 1. You can only take 1 from the stash if there are only 2 left, 2 gems left in a given stack. Okay, you can only get 1. That's one of the rules. Okay, and that's it. That's how you. Oh, and that's how you continue. So you continue that until you pay, until you get this card. So this, if you notice, this card contains 12, and you can only have 10. So that's why you have to collect cards from the lower levels to get access to this card, which gives you 4 points and a permanent green one for that. Now, there is another way to get points, and that is through these nobles. Yeah, so you have nobles. Now these nobles, you don't have to pay for them. You don't have to pay. They don't have to pay the amount listed here. You just have to get what they requires you to get. So for example, this one requires you to collect 3 brown cards, 3 red cards, and 3 green cards. If you have those during your turn, he will go to your collection. So this guy will go to your collection, and that means he gives you 3 points. So aside from collecting cards with points, these nobles will also be present in your collection to add points to your total score. And then once a player has 15 points, that ends the round, or that ends the game. Okay, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. And this is Sir G, always saying, play more games. Bye bye.